gonna get into Akon, who is in the process of re-recording his entire musical catalog in country music, along with what he claims to be star-studded collaborations in the country music genre. According to Akon, this is something that has been brewing for quite some time. He has been reluctant to go public with it as it is in the works, but he claims that we are going to slowly but surely in the near future start to see some drips and drops of his entire catalog being re-recorded with a lot of collaborations in country style. So this says Akon plans to re-record his whole catalog as country music with star-studded collaborators. Akon says that he's working with a number of popular country artists to re-release many of his most popular tracks as country remixes. He revealed the plan while speaking with TMZ for an interview in New York City. I'm actually redoing my whole catalog in country, Akon revealed to the outlet while signing autographs and taking pictures with fans. I'm not even joking. This has been an idea for years. The project has been in motion for the last 5 years. But starting next month, y'all are going to start seeing all the releases. After confirming what a new version of his iconic track Locked Up is coming, he noted that he's working with a ton of country artists for the idea. They're country artists featuring me. They're the ones performing them. As for which songs could be included, Akon's had a ton of hits throughout the course of his career. Some of the biggest tracks include Smack That with Eminem, I Want to Love You with Snoop Dogg, Sorry, Blame It on Me, and Lonely. In addition to the country music plans, Akon is also still working on his ambitious Akon City project. Back in 2018, he revealed that he was working on building a futuristic and eco-friendly city in Senegal, which he referred to as a real-life Wakanda. He intended to use blockchain and cryptocurrency technology to power the city. So on and so forth. Not going to go ahead and play that video because we'll get flagged if YouTube detects the little TMZ, jingle sound there. But yeah. So what do you make of this, man? What do you think about Akon saying that it's been in the work for 5 years, but he's remixing his entire catalog?
I mean, I feel as though he should. I feel like he should have kept that a secret. I felt like his trepidations of letting the public know should have stayed trepidized. I don't need to know that. And how the hell are you going to remake Smack That in a country version? Besides getting a tremendous laugh out of it, I'm personally not interested. Now, I'm not mad that he's out here trying to get a bag. But I really feel as though he was better off doing like more of an R&B version of this, but he's trying to cross over and get country dollars. So, I guess I can't be mad at that either. But I think it'd have been better off him doing an R&B version of his stuff if he wanted to make covers of his own music. It would better off to be sung, uh, you know, and really sung, because I guess Akon sings, but but I mean more of a Nate Dogg kind of singing it out. But him trying to get on a country song, and sing about convict music. I don't I don't know how that's gonna cross over, man. So ambitious, yes. Do I think it's gonna work? Personally, it's not going to be my cup of tea, but I'm sure there's going to be people out there that gravitate towards it. There's people that gravitate towards all kinds of stuff. So I'm pretty sure that it's going to have some level of crossover appeal. But I think the main thing is that it's kind of a situation of uh, roulette, if you will. You just the whole wheel is his catalog. Just throw the ball, it might land on something. So if he's got 50 songs, for instance, and he remakes 50 songs, two of them might actually catch and get played in these country festivals and stuff. And now he's got another stream of revenue, all because he remade his stuff country style. So as a business model, it's worth a shot in the dark, but it's literally just that, a shot in the dark. but I don't think anybody's really knocking over tables to check for this. So yeah, man, more power to you, Akon. Flip over every stone, man. Try to get every bit of bag you can, because I don't think anybody's really checking for his old stuff anyway. So might as well try to rebrand it, resurface it to try to get another check out of it. But what are your thoughts, man, on Akon music running around here revamping his catalog to that of country tones? What are your thoughts, man?
Yeah, I feel what you're saying. It's not my cup of tea either, but here is some constructive observation based upon this.
Mm,
And this is to all of those Beyonce fans who were outraged because Beyonce didn't get consideration for country music album of the year. I think it
mhm,
was the CMAs or something. There was
mhm,
a lot of outrage because Beyonce was overlooked. Her Cowboy Carter album was overlooked for album of the year in country music, and people
mhm.
got mad about that. The same people who are upset about that need to upstream and listen to this as much as possible. Uh, you need to add some validity to this crossover aspect of people coming from one genre of black music over into country music and being successful. Now, my theory on why Beyonce was not, acknowledged for country music album of the year, personally, in my opinion, is I think country music as an institution views her as a merchant. They view her as a mercenary, someone who is not really a part of the fabric of country music, but decided to just dip and dab and see how much she can leverage her popularity to gain some traction in the genre.
Mhm,
And country music was basically like, we're not going to acknowledge you if we perceive you to be a fly by night. We are going to acknowledge the people who have been cultivating, creating, and uplifting what is country music for years and decades and so on and so forth. Not somebody who decided that they were just going to jump over here, make one country album, and now because she has this legion of zombie fan bases, we're supposed to placate to her, to their demands, and put her up here in this stratosphere where she's winning all these awards and trophies. So they decided no mas, and they weren't going to have any of that. I believe that if you really did feel some type of way about Beyonce being a part of country music, I think you should also be supporting other black country music artists. But what we saw is Beyonce fans supporting Beyonce and masquerading as fans of country music when they're really not fans of country music. Because if you were, you'd be supporting the litany of other country music artists who are black who have been making country music for years and years. But y'all have been ignoring them and you want to unmute when it comes to Beyonce, which shows that you're not really about that life. You're just mad because you feel like your idol was slighted. So if you want to add some legitimacy to your claim, then I think that you should upstream the hell out of this Akon project. You should upstream the hell out of it. You should listen to it. You should support it. You should let the institution that is country music know that y'all are here to stay. Don't flip flop, jump in 1 second and then jump out because one of your favorite hip hop or R&B artists is not involved, and that's the only way that you'll pay attention. Pay
mhm,
attention to it 24/7. Support these black country music artists, and I'm speaking specifically to the community because I would imagine that there is some crossover in terms of the fan bases of an Akon and the fan bases of a Beyonce
mhm,
culturally,
mhm,
speaking culturally. So my whole thing is if you are really about that life, you better make sure that this album sticks the landing in terms of popularity and in terms of metrics. And if it doesn't, then you have no leg to stand on when some other R&B artist or black artist who's never been involved in country music before decides to jump up in there and do some mercenary album that you love only because it's them and not the actual music itself. And when they get overlooked by that actual genre, you're going to complain and hoot and holler about it. Support the music in totality. Don't just jump in and out whenever some artist that you like and fancy decides to be a mercenary about it. Be in it to win it. And I'm saying all that. You know the point that I'm getting at is,
Yeah, yeah.
if you want to talk about it, be about it. You know, support these other black country music artists and support this Akon project, whether I think it's good or not. Because if you don't, then y'all have no right to complain when Beyonce doesn't get overlooked for the next award that you feel she should be entitled to, only because you love Beyonce so much, and not because it was actual legitimate great country music.
Yeah, man. I agree, dog. I think Locked Up might go hard. But I think what he should have did was, well, we'll see. We'll see how this pans out. Maybe some of the other ones will sound good, but I think Locked Up could be a country tune, possibly. Possibly. Uh,
But
I
here,
think.
but my point is, Beyonce, even
Mhm.
if she puts out something and it's not good in terms of country, the fan base is going to demand that she get her respect as a country artist.
Oh yeah, 100.
That's essentially what just happened.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
now granted, I didn't listen to that whole project, but but it was lauded
Mhm,
by her fans
mhm.
and by supporters of hers. And was it great country music? Not according to country music itself. They felt differently. But it didn't matter whether she was actually doing country for real, for real. They felt as though she deserved her just due because of who she is. So my whole thing is, and I hear what you're saying, but my
Mhm.
whole thing is, even if Smack That ain't going hard country style, right? Even even if the country version of Smack That ain't going hard country style, you shouldn't care. You should still be hooting and hollering with him the same way that y'all hoot and hollered about Beyonce.
Nah, well, I hear that, man, but the Beehive normally don't keep the same energy for nothing outside of Beyonce.
And that's their problem.
So yeah, they put more life into Beyonce than they do in their own life. And that's not a diss or anything. Like, they literally support her harder than they support their own family members, and that's something that they have to look in the mirror and deal with. And but they won't, and but yeah, man, we'll see how this pans out. I would be interested to hear how his rendition of Locked Up would be. um I think what these artists should do is that they should remake their songs to whatever would be the best type of genre. So, for instance, some of his songs wouldn't really sound good as country. Really wouldn't sound good as R&B. Uh, but it might sound good in rock.
Mm-hmm.
So have this be a rock song, you know. Or this song, Smack That wouldn't really sound good as a country thing. Like that I do want to hear that to laugh at it. But
I
I
don't
think
know. I don't know. I'm listening. I'm playing Smack That, the melody in my head. I think it might work country. It
you
might.
think so.
You might go listen to it. Listen to it again when we done, bro. I feel like that can sort of go country style. I feel.
Hey, it probably could. You could dosey do to that, I guess. You know what I'm saying? You could square dance to that, but I think that'll go harder as a. It's probably already made in the EDM version of that, but I
Yeah.
think that'll go harder in EDM. You know, and so I think certain things would be better in certain categories. So if there is an artist out there that does have a catalog, I would just make remixes of my own work. I really don't see anything wrong with that either. To try to regenerate your bag. I think that is actually not a bad idea. But for him to go hard body and country and then bring in um, a country music star to do Jeezy's part, uh, I don't know how that's gonna pan out. Besides the sideshow, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, kudos to Akon. He's going to try to find a bag. He's always been about that. So the country music trend is a thing. So why not hop on that wave while it's hot, I guess. So we'll see how it pans out, man. But point well taken for the Hive. But I highly doubt they're gonna be, transition. And I highly doubt they, you know, I'm pretty sure some of them actually tried to listen to country music as a whole, as a genre, because Beyonce brought them over. I'm pretty sure some people dibble and dabble, but I would holler the overwhelming majority of them only follow Beyonce over, and they left as soon as you know they were done listening to it. So, hey man, black artists, they're in the field. Yeah, man, support. And but I think that what Akon's doing is, more, what do you call it? Mercenary behavior. So,
Yeah,
yeah, I don't really,
yeah.
I don't buy it, but kudos, I guess.
Yeah, I just feel, for those, because it's gonna happen again. You'll have your favorite rapper or your favorite R&B artist or your favorite black entertainer who decides to jump over into country music, and you're so enamored with these people that you feel like they should just at that point completely run roughshod over the institution of that genre, and win all of the awards and all the accolades and be given honors in the highest of esteems over people who have been making that music faithfully for decades, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years. Like, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. If you want to add some legitimacy to the idea that their work should be taken more seriously, I think it would behoove those individuals who are impassioned in this way to support that kind of music in every way that they can. So it doesn't happen often, but whenever you do get that opportunity to support in that way, you need to take full advantage of it. So if you want what you feel happened to Beyonce in terms of her being slighted or overlooked or disrespected, if you want to sort of, you know, um, perform a particular action that decreases the chances of that happening in the future, then you can start that process by paying attention to and supporting whatever this ends up being. Uh, and that is whether it is good or not, because music is subjective. Just because it's Beyonce doesn't mean it was good, even though y'all think it was. So whether Akon's project is good or not is also subjective. Support it so that the next time Beyonce decides to be a mercenary country music artist, or the next time any of these other people decide to genre hop and be mercenary artists, they won't get overlooked or disrespected the way your favorite artist got overlooked and disrespected. In this case, that of course being Beyonce. So,
Yeah.
it's just my overall point with people. People need to break out of their conformist shackles and listen to the damn country music. Stop complaining and listen to it. There's black country music artists. Black people have been inextricably intertwined with country music since its inception. This idea that country music isn't black music is a lie that's been sold to you, and you ate it and bought it. So listen to the music, listen to it, and support it. Don't just jump in and out whenever somebody like Beyonce decides to jump in and out.
Yeah, fair points, man. And I think some people like Rod Wave would be good for that too. I don't listen to Rod Wave's music. I've heard some of it, but I think he would transition phenomenally to country stuff as well, because he makes basically country stuff, but it's the hip hop version of it. But yeah, man, I think that more artists, honestly, man, following the Akon hustle tree, I guess the Beyonce hustle tree too, but at least remaking your old stuff, man,
Yeah,
into another genre to get another bag in another community. Why not? You know what I'm saying? I don't see anything wrong with that. It's yours, you own it, so just make a country remix,
yeah,
and some of those are gonna slap. So go for it. I don't see why not.
yeah. I don't see why not either. And of course, I'm partial because he's my favorite. But when Jay-Z did that mashup with Linkin Park,
Yeah, that thing
that
went
to
hard,
me,
bro.
that every song on there was great in my opinion.
No, it went hard, bro. I
Yeah,
was hating on that.
yeah,
I was like, damn, bro, why he had to do that? But it went hard. I
it
couldn't hate on
did. It did. Yeah, and it was the perfect blend of that infusion of rock and hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't recall something being done as good as that since. But that to me is a prime example of the right way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But people need to just be 10 toes down with this stuff. It doesn't help your cause when you want your favorite artist to be recognized for work of this variety when you're perceived as merchants who are going to be here today and gone tomorrow. And I feel like Beyonce was perceived that way by country music as a whole. And I think Beyonce's fans, by extension, were also perceived that way by country music. So if you want that to stop, support this stuff, stay there, don't leave, and also support the other black country music artists.
Yeah, 100, man. So hey, let us know down in the comment section, guys. What are y'all's thoughts on this? Akon remastering all of his classics. Classics in air quotes. All right, to country music ballads. You guys down with this? And if so, which one would you be excited to hear? Honestly, I would want to hear "Locked Up." I'm not gonna lie, and smack that for the irony of it all. But let us know down in the comment section, guys. Which one would you love to hear?
Yeah. Raw Wave would work now that I think about it because he already does nothing but make sad songs anyway.
That's what I'm getting at.
So he would definitely be very transferable to country.
He need to holler at that Shabuzi guy. And I'm telling you, man, make a crossover country type. I don't know if Shabuzi trying to do that, but I think that's good money, bro. And if y'all do that, bro, I want to cut. It's my idea. I want that money, bro.